Alright, so as you saw in the last clip, it was just snowing outside. And I did this video 2 weeks ago, and now it's 2 weeks later, and it was just that video from the snow when it was snowing was today, Friday today, whatever. But right here, as you can see, I'm just loosening up the soil here with like a little hand tiller. Not really tilling, just making it nice and loose. As you can see, we have about 16 feet from where I started to where I ended, and then about I would say 8 feet across, 10 feet across for the width there with what I'm planting, and that's my planting space. And then right here I was just raking out all the leaves there. I'm still raking because there are some leftover leaves. If you saw my video in October sometime, I put leaves all in my garden just to cover it, and there are tons of night crawlers and red wigglers under all this leaf compost here, basically. And they're really liking it, fertilizing it here, and still raking, but just try and get as many leaves out of the way as I can for the next step that I'm about to do here. But again, this video was recorded 2 weeks ago in April, and now it's May, whatever. I meant to get this up last week, damn time though. But right here I'm sprinkling like a cup and a half of all these, a cup and a half Epsom salt, blood meal, and then another meal, blood meal, bone meal, blood meal, and Epsom salt. That's what I'm like putting on my garden right here, just to give it a little boost. I'm just sprinkling that all around. I was trying not to step on the area that I loosened up there, but I couldn't reach the middle, so I just went right on into it. And it was like 50 degrees this day. It was the warmest day we've had until last week, where it was like 64, I think. But yeah, now like today it's like 33 degrees outside. But yeah, I'm just sprinkling this around here. I was trying not to step in the middle. I stepped in the middle because I couldn't get to the middle. But that's 16 foot long by like 8 or 10 foot wide space right there, and just 4.5 cups of like mixture basically covered that entire area pretty well. And then in this part here, I'm just like mixing the soil with the Epsom salt, bone meal, and blood meal. Here I'm just turning it all up and stuff, just to make sure it gets good contact here. And yeah, that's what I'm doing there. Sorry that I couldn't get this video up last week. I tried to, I couldn't though, and by the time I was thinking it was Thursday, and I like doing all my editing on Friday because that's when I got the time to. But yeah, but okay, so right here I'm just scooping, like I'm making a trench for the potatoes here. I'm just using a regular spade shovel, digging a trench about anywhere from like 2 inches deep to like 8 inches deep. It wasn't super accurate, as you can see. Big pile in the front there, small pile in the back. So that means it was deep in one area, then it got shallower in the other area. But yeah, right there I'm just digging a trench right there from the front to the back, just about shovel whistle wide, so like 8 inches wide trench. And then I got done digging that. Some of these, after I dug the trenches, I loosened up the soil under there again, because the thing I was using to loosen the soil only goes about 4 inches, so yeah. But right here I'm planting russets. I believe this is the only row that I didn't plant every single different kind. This was the only row that I planted all russets in. I may have planted like 1 or 2 red and white potatoes in here, but besides that, that's mostly russets. And that was like 8 or 10 pounds of russet potatoes right there that I planted in just this one row, I believe. But these russets, these are not seed potatoes. They're potatoes my dad bought from the store that went to seed like that. Like instantly, he got them. 4 days later, they were already seeding and having eyes and stuff, sprouting. So yeah, but here I'm planting like whites and reds. These are seed potatoes I'm planting here now, like certified seed potatoes, non-GMO seed potatoes I'm planting here. All the potatoes I got that I planted was 10 pounds of russets, 1.5 pounds of like Kennebec, or not Kennebec, Yukon Gold potatoes. I had 1.5 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes there that I was planting. That I got from the store that went to seed. Like they were supposed to be eaten, but they went to seed. And then I have 1.5 pounds of Pontiac red potatoes that I bought, or that my dad bought from the store that we were supposed to eat, but went to seed because we kind of forgot about the potatoes. And then I bought the 15 pounds of seed potatoes with my own money. They're certified non-GMO. There's 5 pounds of red lasoda seed potatoes, Yukon Gold seed potatoes, and then purple seed potatoes. I don't know if they're purple majesty or not. It didn't say. It just said purple potatoes. So I'm not going to say they're purple majesty. So yeah. And then, as you can see right here, I'm pushing all the dirt that I had left out and all the leaves back on as best as I could. I didn't get them as good and spread out as I had them before because they sat out there over winter and all the snow was compressed on them and compressed them down. But like I would say a week before I made this video, we had very strong winds, like 40 miles an hour, and it blew lots of leaves off my garden. So that's also another reason why I didn't have enough leaves to go in my garden. But luckily I have a pile of pine needles over next to my garden, as you can see right there, and I just put some of those down. And people will say pine needles make your garden pH more acidic. They make your soil more acidic, but it doesn't matter really. They don't make it too much more acidic, if at all. And potatoes like the ground to be more acidic. And right when I'm planting these, I had my beans last year, and beans don't take up that much nutrients. And also I planted my beans in like sand basically, but with the leaves and worms that broke down, like the leaves broke down and worms made some worm castings there, so it was more black. So there's some sand for draining and acidity, and then compost and stuff for fertilization and stuff. And then the pine needles might make it more acidic, a little bit more acidic, if anything, not that much, like 1 or 2 point acidic down. But anyways, right here I'm spreading it out some shredded up paper, newspaper, copy paper, all that stuff, because it will help mound up the potatoes as I did in my potato experiment that I did in winter there. It will help with that, and the worms will eat the paper and break that paper down and compost it and give fertilization and all that good stuff. And I just want to cover them with as much mulch with quotation marks around mulch, because paper is not really mulch, but it works as mulch, and it's paper free for me. I got it from my grandma, and it works really well actually. If you watch my potato experiment that I did in winter there for potatoes, but anyways, paper works well for that, and it's still getting down into like 28 degrees at night here. Still, keep that in mind. This was 2 weeks ago, and this is 2 weeks later when I'm finally going to upload this video, and it's still getting down. It's supposed to get down to 28 degrees tonight, so yeah, and it's 32 degrees right now. So, and it was snowing out earlier this morning, so yeah. But anyways, right here, what I'm doing is I'm putting stakes in the ground, wooden dowels in the ground here, and I'm going to be taking some 50-pound fishing line test and wrapping it around the dowels here to, mark off that this is my potato spot here, and it will also help keep the deer out if the deer decide to come in my garden this year, because they're in my garden a lot this winter, and there's deer poop everywhere. So yeah, that's what I'm doing there with the fishing line. And then I also have some orange duct tape and a black Sharpie. I'm going to write potatoes on the duct tape, and then put the duct tape on both of the wooden dowels in the front there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.